Ecotourism is a growing trend in travel these days, as people become more aware of their responsibility as travelers to play a role in the balance of nature and man. The Osa Peninsula, on the southern edge of Costa Rica. This is where wild cats and crocodiles roam. Once the domain of gold miners, poachers, and loggers, the region is now a haven for bird watchers, hikers, and scientists. The Osa Peninsula is home to Corcovado National Park, Costa Rica's crown jewel. Alvaro Ugalde is a pioneer of Costa Rica's national park system and is one of its most respected crusaders of sustainable development. Life isn't easy for crusaders. His struggle to win over the region's tough, tenacious loggers and miners to the side of conservation was difficult and dangerous.
There is no national park in this country where I haven't been working for. I mean, I was one of the two first employees of the park system in Costa Rica in 1970. So people call us the fathers of the park system. So Corcovado is one of our parks, of so many parks. And of course, it's been one of the most challenging ones to see it successful, to see it succeed. Osa is home of 50% of the biodiversity of this country. This country is 5% of the biodiversity of the planet. So we're talking about lots and lots of species in Osa. We're talking about lots and lots of endemic species in Osa, species that are not found anywhere else. So we're talking about a biodiversity of global importance. It's not just Osa importance, it's not just Costa Rica, it's not even just Mesoamerica. It is global importance. Osa is a frontier area, you know, there are agricultural frontiers, so to speak. There are very few areas in this country where the frontier is still existing. Most of the angles of the country have been covered by civilization, by roads, by cities, etc. And I know that most of the Osa doesn't have electricity, most of the Osa doesn't have telephones, most of the Osa doesn't have roads. But at least it has some roads, some telephones, and some electricity. 30 years ago, nothing. When I first saw Osa, its economy depended a lot on gold mining, on alcohol selling, and even prostitution. And I can dare say those were the three main sources of income for the area. You can imagine what an idea of a national park conservation meant to those people.
Alvaro's intrepid efforts eventually started to pay off. 25 years ago, he says, there was a price on my head. Today, they think I'm a king. This is Bosque do Rio Tigre. Liz Jones and her Costa Rican husband, Abram Gallo, own and operate this remote 5-room lodge. Liz is passionate about this area she's made her home for nearly 15 years.
We're a very small lodge. We offer a lot of personal attention. We're oriented towards education. We get a lot of guests who want to be in the woods their whole stay. They don't want to be in hotels in little towns going for short trips to the woods. They want to be in the woods, but they're maybe not up to doing the day backpacking journey to Serena, which is the traditional park destination on the Osa Peninsula. I didn't know this when I first came here, but I soon realized that it's possibly the most biodiverse place on Earth. It means there's more species per hectare than anywhere else on Earth, which means we can watch the interactions of all the species firsthand, close up. I mean, there's always something going on. It's incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. And it is a true world treasure. There's no other place like it.
Hector Gonzalez heads up an NGO whose mission is to create a united front in preserving the rainforest by working in partnership with the government and the people who live and work in the local communities.
The first time I got here to this area about a year and a half ago, I was, received in a very rude manner by a local farmer. He was, called me names without even knowing me. He said, "You environmentalists only want money for your organizations and for your nice lives and cars and stuff. We don't have such things." And then after that, after we talked and he saw us, we became friends, but I think we still have a lot to do there. Ecotourism has provided an alternative use of the forest, other than, you know, taking timber or poaching. Even though we still face this kind of pressures, poaching and logging, you know, ecotourism has managed to prove, to make clear to people that, you know, forests can be used in a different way and provide some benefits, either for foreign owners or local owners, either by owning the land and the forest and getting incentives and people, or by finding a job. You know, jobs are a rarity around here, and that itself alone has influenced attitudes about ecotourism and about conservation in local people.
Changing behavior is crucial to the success of any sustainable tourism efforts. Liz Jones knows that to be successful, she needs to encourage and influence the local community in a positive way.
Probably one of the most productive things we do is we try to set an example and plant seeds in the community. When I first came here, a lot of the people in this community would throw their trash out the back door. Basically just sit there till the rainy season, wash down the river, end up in the ocean, but nobody ever saw it. There weren't that many people and there wasn't that much trash. It takes a while to understand maybe the negative environmental impact, but the economic impact is real quick. But I pointed this out to them. Suddenly, there's no more trash in the backyard, and I've noticed in recent years it's almost become socially unacceptable to throw your trash out in the backyard and let the rains wash it away. I think that it's a very slow process, but little by little, it helps.
The Osa Peninsula is an excellent example of how ecotourism can be successful when everyone gets involved and works toward the same goal. But there is a danger. What happens when success leads to excess?
When does the people in Osa know that enough is enough in terms of development? That's a big challenge. I don't know. Nobody knows, but I think if we continue improving or working together as coalitions, communities, groups, government, I think we should be able to arrive at a decent state of affairs which is sustainable there. That's my hope, that's my dream.
There are a few golden rules that travelers can follow to play their part in ecotourism. Leave only your footprints, take only photographs, and to really make a difference, hire local, stay local, and buy local. That way, everybody and everything wins.